Hey boys, welcome back to some more Melbourne Storm career, and it's going to be Season 2, so it's going to be 2020. It does still say Warriors and Storm 2019, that's just because what the teams were called when you download them from the fan hub, but it obviously is the 2020 season. So we'll look at the team here. I've got Ryan Pappenhausen in the squad for the Nines. What an absolute gun this kid is. Also, Bryn Nakora. I don't think I actually showed you guys the recruiting I did, but Bryn Nakora was a big one. Matt Eisenhuth as well. We'll look at they got Corey Thompson now, the Warriors. Davida Harris is still there. John Sutton has gone to the Warriors. John Bateman as well. Cameron Murray. Good lord, the Warriors are buying another quality team this year. But yeah, I signed Bryn Nakora because he wasn't even in the squad, so I had to look at the feeder clubs, but he's still rated pretty well. And Matt Eisenhuth, I actually think he's a fairly not obvious one as look, you see, I was just gonna barge over for a very soft try, but Eisenhuth, I actually think is he's a player the Storm would go after. You know, he looks like a good quality player, but the Tigers, you know, he's sort of a bit in and out of their team. He's dropped some weeks, he's on the bench some weeks, and then he starts. I feel like he's a player that, you know, he's sort of on the outer at the Tigers. It seems like the Storm would pick up and he would do a really good job for them. You know, one of those type of players, the forwards who just get in to the Storm system and do well. So it's sort of the reason I picked him up. Not that I think he's a solid player, but not that I thought he's incredible or anything. But I just thought it is a purchase I think the Storm would actually go after. So there's the two main ones. I don't think I really signed anyone else because looking at it's a Storm team, we really didn't need anyone vitally. You know, we're pretty set in the halves. Fullback, you know, pretty set as they're going to score again. Isaac Luke with a beautiful offload. I just want to mention this quickly. Obviously, second season in, I had a fair break from the first season when I was playing the game, and I'd been more focusing on Rugby League Live 3, so this is my first game back on Rugby League Live 4 after Live 3, and it's it's honestly really tricky to switch between the two because they play so much different. Yeah, they play completely different, so don't expect any good quality any good quality early on in this. But thankfully, that's the beauty of the Nines. We can sort of get a feel for the game again with some, you know, less structured footy and just get the rhythm back for the game. So that's the only sort of introduction to the series I wanted to say. It's not going to be good to start. I'll be honest. So we're approaching half time. The Warriors 14-0 up with 2 tries. It's pretty frustrating, honestly, with that bonus. 2 bonus points, was it? Yeah, 2 bonus tries. But yeah, I'm trying to remember. There wasn't anyone else. I don't think we signed. We might have signed a couple of fringe players just for depth. But yeah, the fullbacks. I mean, we've got Jerome Hughes, Drinkwater still, and then obviously Pappenhausen. I was going to talk about him. Good lord, he obviously showed what he could do against the Eels. That absolute flogging. But even before that, I mean, I can sort of understand it. Bellamy, he's only playing in very short stints. Previously, even 5 minutes ago in a game. Gonna get pretty lucky here. Cameron Munster spreads it off to that man, Bryn Nakora, pretty quick. I think he's a centre on this game, so he is pretty quick. So it's nice, and we are going to score a bonus try. But yeah, Pappenhausen, every time he's come on, he has looked so good. he looks like an absolute star, dude. And the good thing about him is that he's come on, obviously he's a fullback primarily. He can probably play in the halves as well, but I think he's just, you know, primarily a fullback. But he's come in the middle of the field, and his defense is actually pretty strong as well. The games I've seen him play. As unfortunately here we took the intercept, and then I didn't mean to kick it, but that's just sort of what happens. if you're holding down the button, and they're going to score their third bonus try. So a little unlucky right there. But yeah, his defense is like pretty strong, and then he is just absolutely electric. He's so quick. He is so quick. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Like, there are some absolute speedsters in the end. Like, it's funny because, like, you talk about speedsters, it's always been quick players, but I feel like this year and also, like, probably, like, last couple of years, there's been some absolute flyers. Like, I feel like before it was mainly Adokar and, like, James Roberts, they really talked about as being, like, the two fastest players. There was always, obviously, other really fast players in the league that didn't really get a mention. As a good play here, we're going to get another. They've all been bonus tries, I think. Or maybe the Warriors didn't score one. But yeah, there was always quick plays. But now, like, Jai Field has come onto the scene. Absolutely electric. This Pappenhausen is just incredibly quick. Like, there's a few players. There's another guy as well, I think. Or Bronson Sherry as well. Like, there's some guys coming through that are just absolute speedsters. And yeah, this Pappenhausen looks real good. So I feel like he's going to be a tough guy for the Storm to keep because, you know, from what he has done, like he came on with like the Eels with a man down when he first came on, but just the ability to like just set up tries and just the pace, like, you know, it was a good game to come into for sure, with the Eels just being absolute jokes, but he was just unreal. I can't get over how good he looks. So it's going to be, like I was going to say, it's going to be hard for them to keep him because of the fact they do have fullbacks in their team. They've got halves, so, you know, him just sticking on the bench, like a team will probably look to pick him up because he could probably find himself in the starting spot for most NRL teams, really. But yeah, we'll see what happens there. But he's a very, very quality player to come off the bench as that X factor. Can't get much more of an X factor than that, really. Hopefully he's a Queenslander. It seems like all these young superstars coming through in New South Wales, so we need a Queenslander coming through. But we lose that one, bit of a shocking game. But hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.